Hello, beautiful. This is Robin Niels, and it's so great to be here with you. I have a really awesome hot hormone tip for you today, and it's really all about um, food made simple. So that's what this month is all about, food made simple. But the hot hormone tip is really about the clean 15 and the dirty dozen. And yeah, it sounds like a movie. I don't know, title for a movie, but what it really is it is the list that is compiled each year by an organization called the Environmental Working Group, or EWG.org. So you can just Google on Environmental Working Group, Clean 15, or Environmental Working Group Dirty Dozen. You could probably just type in Clean 15 and Dirty Dozen and get the get the correct web page. But it's so important because food can either harm us or food can heal us, and we definitely want it to heal us. So I'm going to share with you today the results from the 2024 studies that the EWG did on the fruits and vegetables this year. And they do a new study every single year because it does change. However, there are certain fruits and vegetables, mostly fruits, that are on the dirty dozen list every single year. And that's because no matter how you wash them or soak them, you cannot get the pesticide residues off. So they can cause a lot of harm inside your body. So I'm going to share those lists with you right now. This is the list of the clean 15. And the clean 15, again, are those fruits and vegetables that you could eat by non-organic if you were in a pinch. So I don't suggest purchasing them non-organic or conventionally grown if you can buy them organic, because they're just so much healthier organic. But this is the list of the clean 15. So avocados, sweet corn, pineapple, onions, papaya, sweet peas, asparagus, honeydew melon, kiwi, cabbage, watermelon, mushrooms, mango, sweet potatoes, and carrots. Sweet corn and pineapple are almost always genetically modified. So that means that they're going to cause other problems that may not be from pesticides, but they are from the genetically modified organisms. And so be careful, be careful eating conventionally grown when the food has been genetically modified. So now I want to share the Dirty Dozen list with you. And this list, these are foods that you do not want to eat conventionally grown. Only eat these if you can find organic. So that would be strawberries, spinach, kale, collard, and mustard greens, grapes, peaches, pears, nectarines, apples, bell and hot peppers, cherries, blueberries, and green beans. So they gave us 12. Yeah, that's a dirty dozen. So those you never want to eat, or at least for this whole year, you don't want to eat these non-organic. So only eat these if you can find the organic version. And what I like is that, if you can't find organic, you can probably find them frozen, organic frozen. And that's actually sometimes even better because they're picked at their peak of ripeness instead of picked really early when they have really low nutrient content and then shipped across the country fresh. So look to see if you can find these Dirty Dozen or organic frozen if you can't find them fresh. But we are coming into into the season when a lot of these things are going to be available organic and fresh in your farmers markets, no matter where you live in the United States. And if you're in other countries, hopefully it's the same for you there too. But it's really safe to buy things that are at your farmer's market, where you can talk to your local farmer about what he or she is growing and kind of get the scoop. And hopefully you have access to some organic, fresh vegetables and fruits at your organic farmers market. So, oh my gosh, I've been watching old episodes of Northern Exposure. It was a TV show that was on in the 80s, and they actually have quite a lot of commentary about toxins in the environment back in the 80s, which is pretty amazing. They have a character on the show who has a syndrome called multiple chemical sensitivity, or MCS. He suffers from that. So he has to be really careful what he exposes his body to. And in one of the episodes, they did an experiment with a conventionally grown tomato with pesticides and an organic tomato, with no pesticides. And he rubbed the organic tomato on his arm and nothing happened. But then he rubbed the conventionally grown tomato on his arm and then he gets welts and then it turns into something even less desirable. And so the chemicals in the conventionally grown tomato really can take his health out, can really cause him even more sickness. So I thought that was so interesting that they were talking about that back in the 80s. And I really appreciate the writers of the show really bringing to light all of the toxins that were pouring into the environment and just, the impact that those toxins have immediately on a lot of people, but then more long-term on the planet. So it was kind of good to see that there was so much awareness so long ago. And I know we've taken a lot of strides and doing something about it. So anyway, would love to have you post right here, kind of your experience with your local farmers market. And maybe, if you do have access to some of these good foods, maybe you can give a hot tip to a sister here and just tell her where she might be able to find an awesome organic farmers market. All right, sending you so much love. Mwah.